Okay, so this is the picture of Kaitiakitanga, and I say kai because once again the word kai isn't just about food. It is about everything that sustains, grows and links us to our pure potential. Kai. And tiaki is the guardianship, the caring, the protecting and the growth. Yeah. So the word kaitiakitanga is all in this picture. And I guess what I have to do in terms of this picture is, well, the Pākehā word for it, the non-Māori word is focus. And I think in terms of the way in which we have been educated throughout the world in a very hierarchical academic way, that education system was fueled probably for a corporate, a more corporate society where the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and we can do whatever we want with the land. In terms of traditional Māori wisdom, kaitiakitanga was really our sole purpose in life. That was what we were born for, really. And we had the dream time. So if we have a look up here to this pattern here, this was about our ability to moi'moia, we call it. The moi'moia is the sixth sense. And until we understand that sixth sense, you know, many people talk about being able to see and be visionaries, and they can do all sorts of things with their sixth sense. For us as Māori, that was natural. It wasn't something that was different. And we actually believe that all people have those senses and that they need to be nurtured and grown. So within this moi'moia, we were able to dream, but our dream was at the highest vision of ourselves. It was attached to us as our divine mana. It was, as children of God, we are already born beautiful and... So this whole picture is about your ability to dream at your highest field of light and to dream with your highest field of abundance with absolutely no buts in you. And as a people, we did this at Matariki. We did this, Matariki is the star alignment of the seven sisters, but it also works with Takarua, one of the ancient stars. And what that is about that during the winter times in New Zealand, Aotearoa, that is the Matariki, and that's where we see the Matariki. But we would have already gone through the harvest, we would have already got our cupboards full, so this would be the time that we would moi'moia and come up with our greatest visions. And we wouldn't be sitting at home doing it by ourselves, we'd be doing it tribally, communally, whānau-wise, so we could work out what our true visions were about. And the most important thing about kaitiakitanga, of course, was actually about how do we plant that seed. So it's all very well to have a dream, but how do we plant that seed? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story of the Takitimu waka. Not that I know anything about it, but I think it's a really good visual idea. So if we talk about the waka that came and came through to Aotearoa, and just think about the Takitimu one because it came past here, and basically the idea is that it had educators on it, and they were all different knowledge bases. So they were the experts of every different knowledge base, and that would be called kai, which is where we get that word kaiako. So the kaiako was the teacher, but the kai was the expertise they had, and ako was the way in which they shared that knowledge with others. So the Takitimu waka, they would have had that in their visions possibly for 20 years, I don't know. But they never just leapt on the boat and then just said, right, we're all heading to New Zealand. The kaiako would have been trained for a very long time, both spiritually, mentally, physically. They may have had to be chosen through doing huge spiritual feats. Often they were starved, you know, so they could understand the whakapapa, the histories of their knowledge. They had to be physically absolutely strong to be able to make the huge voyages. And they had the right people on board. So they would never go out without the whenua man, without the people that kept the rhythm of the boat. So when we talk about vision here and we talk about dreams and whatever, they're not just one person, and they're multi-dimensional. So the picture in the background here is the ability to understand and sit within your divine universe. Because without that, how would you know what your life's purpose is? How would you know and understand how many people you need to feed you before you walk that walk? And how would you know and understand who are all your guides and your teachers that are going to show you how to plant this into the earth? So kaitiakitanga is kind of like the ability to find your own dream, to find and understand and know your whole life has been put in to that life's purpose, your pure potential, and then the ability to start acting it. And it's at this point, if you talk about how we get into leadership, because kaitiakitanga is the concept of leadership, personal leadership, is you got to be strong in yourself. And Nanny Rose always talks about that. You can't do that. You can't ever start a journey unless you get 3,000 no's. Because if you don't get 3,000 no's and be able to plant it in the soil and go, yes, I'm going to do it, what happens is you haven't stretched yourself far enough. So the Takitimu Waka people had to stretch themselves far enough, spiritually, mentally and physically, before they came on that journey. And all the way through that journey, as they say, they would have to know and understand and be able to read the tahora, the whales, read the wheke, the octopus, read the manu, the birds, read the stars, the winds, the ocean currents, each other. Without the ability to read that and act it, there's going to be danger. And this is the stuff we've got to come back to, because we're working out there in the universe, but we're almost working like lone rangers, and we've got to come back in and start collaborating and cooperating so that we can plant this new seeds for this new generations. And that's my work, Tumanako, Pure Potential. So focus is about finishing the job. O is how well we operate personally, in our families, because that's our love centre, that's our love pocket. We're to stop working so hard and love more and share more inside our families and our life. And when we do that, that's when our life's purpose, our work, gets simple, little and intact. And so it's how we operate, never mind everybody else. C is about commitment. Because often when we are called to do some outstanding things, the greatest outstanding thing, I believe, in this picture is yourself. Because yourself has got to be the true kai first. How to love us, how to love our families, how to get a life. Because our world has been so work dominated. So this is also the picture of the mana o te wahine, mana o te tāne. It's about how well we work together with our men and female and male energies together now, because that's been all out of balance. That's got to come in now. Why? Babies of today, born totally different. They need both energies. And so C is for commitment. U is for understand. Who do we need to understand first? Ourselves. Humbly. Also with our divine, our Wonder Woman, Superman selves, but mostly just with our human self. Because the more we can open that human, that's when the divine channel can work inside us. And S is about succeed. What is success? Is success about the house? Is it about the car? Is it about the man? Is it about the kids? What is it about? It's about whatever it is for each and every person that lives upon this planet, because it's your story, not anyone else's. So kaitiakitanga is a personal journey, it's a professional journey,